Alright, good morning folks. We'll start out the day here by saluting the flag. Alright, so what we have here is a Bilt TB2MB. Pull cord, busted out. I looked in, see what I could get. So I found this here from jacksmallengines.com, and it's pretty cheap. I think I paid 13 bucks for this, something like that. I may get confused, but it was really cheap. You're just going to replace the entire rear housing right here. Alright, as you can see, the new one doesn't come with stickers. If you want your stickers, heat them up with a hairdryer, unpin them on, put them back on. Anyhow, so it comes with 4 machine screws right here, and then 4 of the plastic screws, or 4 of the plastic housing part. Easy to remember is the 4 machine screws go into the body of the engine housing there, the crank housing. The 4 plastic ones, or get used on plastic, is this one here, 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 and here. All of them are a T20, using the T20 bit on here. Just a disclaimer: Bilt, DeWalt, Starbucks, and Jack's Small Engines has no sponsorship or any affiliation to this video whatsoever. It's just those are the tools I use. That's the place where I got the parts, and that's the coffee I'm drinking. So I'll go ahead and, first of all, this power wire right here goes to your kill switch up here. All you're going to do is pull this out of that little holding bracket, and same with the throttle cable. Just pull those off of there and you're good. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull these 8 screws out. You can go ahead and keep them separated if you want to. Like I said, 4 plastic with looks like a wood screw thread. And then the other ones, they're shorter and they've got machine screw. And those go to the body. It's nice to have a magnetic tip that holds on the screws for you inside of this housing. However, if you do lose one, don't worry. It does come with 4 new for the plastic and 4 new of the machine. Okay, at the top of the handle here, we're going to have 4 here, also T20, but they have a large head on them. Set these aside. Don't get them mixed up. If you do, one of the replacements, the head isn't as big, it's a little bit smaller. It will still cover the hole in the handle to hold that handle together. So just put these out of the way. Alright. On the other side, 2 more. Those have nuts on the other side though. Simply just put your finger over here when you take it off. And then pull it out a little bit if you want, and then just push it through so you can grab that nut. Push the bolt back through the front here. Put your nut on it so you don't lose it. Put it with those other handle screws. Or you can push it through like that, and with the magnetic part, you can drag your screw out as well. your preference. Alright, I like to do this with it laying on the carburetor side, on the fuel cap side, is because the stuff that's inside the handle of your controls and stuff, there's a grounding little wire that runs right here on the strap of the handle. So in the event you don't get electrocuted, and this trigger switch, or the kill switch, and then the throttle, you don't want that to fall out of the handle. So simply just lay it on its side. Okay, this handle, to separate it, you're going to have to wiggle these points right here. There's rubber bushings at both these points. Alright, so you just want to grab a hold of it and lightly wiggle it up. Okay, so this side has nothing in it. Sometimes the rubber grommets will come off and stay on these. Don't worry about it. Just when you go to put it back together, it's easier if you take these grommets out, put it in the housing, and then put the handle back into the grommet. You're going to have to do the same with this one because the handle is in the rear part of the housing. And then you can wiggle it and just set it down. Okay. So the rubber grommets that we're going to have to move, see, like this one did. This one came off. So we'll just take this off of here, and then we'll put it back in the housing on the new one. So it'll be easier to put the handle back on. Here's that strap I'm telling you about that will fall off. That's why you turn this on its side where the carburetor side is down. Same with the little switch here. This will fall out. You gotta make sure this throttle trigger here stays in it. So just set it there to the side. Just be careful and mindful of when you're moving this thing around that you have this still here. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull this other rubber housing out. I'm gonna set that over here with the handle. I'm gonna wiggle this one off of there first. Alright. Okay, so carefully pick up your handle. Just turn this a little bit around here so you can see. So we took all the screws out. We took off the rubber grommets. And we're just taking this housing assembly is just going to slide out. You may have to, with your spark plug cover, you may have to do a little bit of wiggling like that, just get it come out. And then we're going to take off this spark plug housing. So just pull it like that. It does have a little lip. When we go to put it back in, you might need a little assistance by using a screwdriver to get that little catch here back through. If not, you can also use the tip of the T20 to shove it through. So there's your old housing. All your info, all your stickers and everything. You might want to, since there isn't any. If you can get these off, fine. But if not, take a picture of it. If you have an engraver, engrave your model number, your serial number on the new housing. Okay, here we have the new housing. So we're going to take, just in reverse, take this spark plug cover and shove it right into there. That worked out just fine. Grab your two grommets. One goes in here. See why these are a little bit snugger than on the handles. So it goes in a whole lot easier. The handles do. You put these grommets in first. Alright. So putting this in, these two knobs here on my old one, let's see where she's sitting at. Alright, so it's sitting the same, pretty much 9 and 3 o'clock, right? So when I put this on there, I'm gonna need to have then my 9 and 3 o'clock is gonna be somewhere up around in here. It's gonna fit right in those little slots. So you just kind of have to move this a little bit around, find out when you go to fit it on to see how it is. Since mine is about the same, I'm not going to move it. I'll probably put it back about where it did, since I already did move it. And then we'll slide this on. Voila. Just like that. Okay. There is one key thing though. Pay note to. Alright, when you're sliding this in, right here, there are 2 little lining slots. Make sure those teeth get put right into there, okay? And you're nice and flush all the way around. Alright. Alright, let's put some screws back in this. Reason being I'm putting the screws in now, I'm going to use the new ones. Is that way there, I'm not chasing the housing as it's going. Get my torque set so I don't strip out these holes. I'm putting it on a 5, so that way there the housing stays in place while I'm working on the handle, those rubber grommets. So these 4 at the bottom, these 4 right here, those are your machine screws. Alright, and we'll put in the 4 plastic screws. Boom. Alright, so what we're going to do is, while we have it here, we're going to go ahead and put in this spark plug cover. Pretty simple. Alright, now I'm going to rotate this back here a little bit. And maybe I can do it with one hand. Alright, so go ahead and we'll just slide that up, the handle into there. Ensure that you didn't bump anything. Make sure everything is still in its spot. Alright. Alright. Got that shoved up in there. That one in there. Double check. Throttle assembly. Kill switch is in its space. Grounding strap. It's on the 2 poles. Alright. So take your top cover of your handle. Go ahead and start working one of those little rubber grommet pieces right there. Squeeze it in there just a little bit. Wiggle your handle around. Make sure she's all lined properly. Alright, make sure that your wire is going through that hole there. You're not pinching it off, okay? So just go around and crimp that down into there. This rubber grommet. Alright, you're all lined up. So take 4 of the screws with the wider head. Remember, they're wider than the one on the bottom is for the handle. The one on the top is has one of these plastic ones here. But like I said, the hole is small enough to where if you do lose one of the wider ones, you can use that smaller one. So wider head. So we'll just put all 4 of these in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we'll go ahead and run these down. These just to hold stuff together. Alright. now that's going to hold our handle together. Go ahead and we'll put in these bolts with the nuts. Just take the nut shaped for it, so that's why you don't need a wrench. Shove that down in there. Take your other one, put it in there. Yeah, of course I dropped it. There we go. Alright, go ahead and we'll stand this up. Run these bolts in here. Put your finger on the back side so you don't lose that bolt. Or that nut, rather. Alright. So, then, just place your finger behind here so you don't push it out. Give that a tighten now. Alright, we're almost done. Alright, so now we have to put our wire, kill wire, back on its little retaining clip here. I'll come up with the right word that time. Same with the throttle. Test the throttle cable's working. It's nice and smooth operation, no binding. Everything looks good. Handles all put together. There we are. Got our pull strap. Oops, as I knock it over. Alrighty. So, there's a replacement of the Bilt TB2MB. Like I said, I got it from jacksmallengines.com. That is the part number, item number from them. From their store. I'm not sure if that is the part number overall for Bilt or any other company, but through them, that's the part number, that's the place to get it from, and that's the blower it goes to. Let's salute the flag one more time.